Speed, and more speed. The big race is about to begin, and the Minnesota Vikings have secured the pole position in the NFC. With an offense working on all cylinders, the Vikings have lapped the field, and with a win today, they can clinch home field advantage throughout the playoffs. After having crashed and burned and losing 3 straight games, the Rams hope a week of tune-ups will put them back in gear to make a run to defend their title. Gentlemen, start your engine. And you better have your engine started as the Rams entertain the Minnesota Vikings in a rematch of a high-scoring affair at the end of last year when the Rams won 49-37. I'm Pat Summerall here with John Madden, and you know, John, a lot of people thought Denny Green had lost his mind last year in the offseason, the changes he made in the Vikings. Who thought that they'd have the best record in the NFL and perhaps be the best team in the NFL? What exactly are this Viking teams all about?
I think Denny Green has done an outstanding job of coaching. I think if you're looking for who should be the coach of the year, I think you can start with Denny Green and the job that he's done with this group, because as a team, the Minnesota Vikings have to be the biggest surprise of the year. As a player, I think Dante Culpepper and the job that he's done with his team starting in his first year is the biggest surprise. Now, they have the same type of offense, and we talked to Denny Green last night. He said, when you play us, you just have to pick your poison. Do you want to lay off? Then we'll run with Robert Smith. If you want to play tight and stop the run and get up there and do those types of things, then we're going to throw to Randy Moss and Chris Carter. So it's a tough thing. It's tough playing these Minnesota Vikings, and they're going to adjust to whatever you do.
On the other hand, a lot of people thought the Rams were the best team in the NFL, but things haven't turned out that way. What went wrong?
Well, they were the best team in the NFL. A year ago, they won the Super Bowl, and they started off that way this year. They started off 6-0, and then they start and they have their injuries, and then they lose Marshall Faulk, and then they lose Kurt Warner. They get Marshall Faulk back, and I think he's ready to play a good game today. Kurt Warner didn't play well last week. I think he's going to play well. Now, you have to remember, the last time they played the Minnesota Vikings, Kurt Warner threw 5 touchdown passes against this team. He's going to have that kind of day.
Coming up, the Vikings and the Rams continue their race for the playoffs, and John and I'll be back.
Lady, what you gonna do today?
I got my A game.
You got your A game?
A game?
We got his A game.
Hey, welcome back to St. Louis, everybody, to what should be a spectacular game. And you heard Pat and John earlier talk about the 2 high-powered offenses out here today and probably their ability to put 50 points up on the board at the drop of a hat. But what about the defenses? Now, all the defensive players I spoke to today said this game should boil down to defense. Now, most of the Viking players were a little tight-lipped about it, basically saying we need to go out there and execute and let the chips fall where they may. The Rams linebacker Mike Jones said, when the Rams played bad this year, it's because they made a lot of mental mistakes, not because someone physically beat them up. And today, they want to set the record straight and go out there and play a nice, solid ball game. Now, the other Rams linebacker, London Fletcher, said this game should boil down to turnovers, and they fully intend to win that turnover battle. He said the Rams defense today is in full attack mode, and he himself, his motto for today, let's go pass out some migraines. Ouch. Back up to you, Pat and John.
Ouch.
Well, the one thing that they have to do is, London Fletcher was saying, they have to get some turnovers.
Yeah.
And, of course, they have to eliminate giving the turnovers. Remember, last week they gave up 7 turnovers.
They've had 11 in the last 3 weeks.
And they want to get back to this when you're talking about the Rams. Look what they did last time they played. They win 49-37. Look at the total yards. Kurt Warner had 5 touchdown passes. Randy Moss caught 2 touchdown passes.
Over on the 20. The offensive line, Orlando Pace, Ryan Tucker, the tackles, Timmerman and Newton, and McCollum, the center in the middle. Torrey Holt, Marshall Faulk, Holcomb, Roland Williams, the tight end, and Isaac Bruce. 2 outstanding. The offensive line is huge. Stu Silasina, Matt Burke, David Dixon, and Corey Stringer. Moss, Robert Smith. Let's look at the St. Louis defensive line. Wistrom, Scanina, Ray Agnew, and Kevin Carter back at defensive end. Collins, Fletcher in the middle, and Mike Jones. Dexter McLean, Keith Lyle, Devin Bush.